All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It is Thursday, January 15th. I cannot believe it. It's another week. The stuff is happening so insanely fast. Um, Open disruption office hours. You know the drill. Here we go. Too much stuff to cover in 30 minutes or less, so we're going to probably go for an hour. Please do connect with me on LinkedIn. This is going to be rapid fire. You've seen most of this before. The marginal cost of cognition and creativity is dropping to $0, and we're hitting this lower bounds right now. Just a little announcement. I do teach at the School of Visual Arts. My class is open for enrollment right now, AI for Creative Strategies for Success. So please do check that out if you want to learn a lot about how AI is going to affect your universe. We are in the world of the new era of human history. I refer to it as Anno Intelligentiae, the age of intelligence. A couple of announcements, and you're going to start to hear a lot more about this. The concept is called zero touch, and it's maximizing trust. So right now, today, we are building and deploying agentic systems in enterprises in whatever use case that is effectively the thing that we've been talking about for 3 years now. It's zero touch. Once you tell it what to do, it goes. It makes sure it's doing the right thing. It'll figure out whatever metrics it needs to does. It needs. I'm already not able to speak. It will figure out the metrics for success. It will figure out what resources it needs, and it will deploy those resources. This zero touch is freaking massive. Pay attention to this. This is real. We are now at the stage of where we can actually effectively start to do this, and you're going to start to see it a lot. The big thing, and I mentioned this previously, but I wanted to put a slide here. It's all about orchestration that is related to that zero touch. We need agentic systems that are capable of orchestrating how these systems work. So pay attention to the orchestration layer. That's going to be a big research and development. Who is a good question, Kevin? Who is offering zero touch? No one's offering it. This is something that you need to build and deploy on your own. So right now, you can go ask an AI to build the pipelines for you to solve whatever problem it is that you're doing. That becomes that is on the roadmap to the zero touch. Once that system, once that pipeline, once that architecture is in place, it evolves into a zero touch solution. Now, we've talked about this. We talked about like what are the forever jobs? What are the jobs that should go away? Remember we talked about that in class. Well, right now we're looking at with that zero touch implementation, who's actually touching it? It's the CEO. It's the C-suite that's actually doing the touching. And any person or any team below it has to address this. They have to understand that we are now able to start to really deploy very sophisticated agents in the enterprise, in the workforce. Is it perfect? No. But how many times have you worked on a team of people where they do something and they show it to the client, and the client's like, no, it's not good, right? So humans aren't perfect. The AI isn't perfect, but that zero touch is we're going to start to see more and more of that. So again, orchestration, that is that orchestration layer where we're managing all the agents. Pay attention to that. The other thing I want to mention is that software as a service, SaaS, is dead. The reason we've been talking about this on and off for more than a year, but it's really done now. If you are working in a business model, and I am, that is a software as a service, a traditional SaaS business model where you are selling subscriptions and seats and monthly subscriptions, and the marginal cost for you to add more users is not much. It's like we've got our infrastructure, we can support 1,000 users, and it's not going to cost as much to scale to 100,000 users because we got the infrastructure, it's there. That business model, those business models are in trouble. They must today now offer something else. They have to have some other protection in their value proposition that is beyond the traditional SaaS model. Why? Because right now, I can prompt an AI to go build me a custom solution that does that. A good example would be QuickBooks. How many of you guys use QuickBooks? I'm going to probably I don't want to get sued by QuickBooks, but you can now prompt an AI to build me my own custom software package that does all my invoicing and billing and accounting. And I don't have to pay the 20 bucks a month or whatever it is for QuickBooks to do this. So that build versus buy is now I can build that trade-off. All right, so where does this fail? Well, it can fail. It can fail quite spectacularly. The SaaS is dead hypothesis. Um, well, why do businesses hire a SaaS model? It's about risk. It all comes down to risk. So I am taking a risk by building it myself versus I'm just going to send it off to the experts. They've been doing this for decades. I'm willing to spend 20 bucks a month for the SaaS company to do it for me. And I'm offloading the business risk onto a vendor and paying them money to do that. So that's where this SaaS is dead hypothesis fails. There are still businesses that are going to succeed. They're going to stick around. Another good example of why this is a risk would be Salesforce. Mark Benioff, brilliant, a couple of years ago, said we are pivoting the company to agents and Agentforce, and he's charging per use. He's charging per conversation. He's charging per transaction. That's expensive. So Disney's paying billions of dollars to Salesforce to keep it going there. So there's a moat. There's a friction point. What's the likelihood that Disney's going to say we're going to stop using Salesforce tomorrow? It's not very high, but they might do it. The amount of money it would cost Disney to start to go build their own infrastructure and shift away from Salesforce, that's going to become attractive in the very near future. All right, Rhonda, I noticed you got your hand up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. When you use QuickBooks, where is the information being stored? On your computer or on
No.
their server?
Good question. Oh, great question. So QuickBooks, and I'm not a
But
QuickBooks
I'm just
expert.
talking about because you're getting rid of these subscriptions, and I think a lot of these subscriptions, most of the time, they'll save it on like their servers,
Correct.
not on your computer,
That's right.
so that they're offering you a certain amount of protection, right?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I use QuickBooks Online. So again, that's a cloud-based service. I used to use the local version. So I used to have a computer that was in my accounting department, and they would store the QuickBooks files locally. They would send that stuff to the accounting firm once a quarter, whatever, and we'd make sure that that's how the accounting used to be handled. But that was back in the day. That was more than like 20 years ago. So
Right.
today it's all online, or at least for me and many of the people that I know, it's online. It's fine. Um, but yeah, where's your data stored is important, and you always have to make sure that you're backing up your data. So
And I think that's one of the draws for a client when they're considering, do I build it myself,
yes,
or I go with something that I know has the structural integrity without me maybe making a mistake
exactly.
or
So,
getting
but here,
hacked.
and well, getting hacked is one thing, but again, if you're building it and you're building it on your network, you own it, you maintain it, you can customize it, you can do whatever you want with it. You can also break it. But
Right.
my point is, there's an inflection stage. That there's a period in time, which is now, and it depends on your business, and it could be coming, where I no longer my customer can build it themselves and trust it, meaning like I can prompt the AI, build this for me, and it does it, and it'll maintain it. It'll make sure it's constantly running. That's part of that zero touch concept that I'm talking
Philosophy.
about. So
Right.
that's the world we're currently in right now, and we're going to see a lot more of this in the very near future. All right, let me move on away from SaaS is dead. Just be aware from it. All right, into the news. Headlines. Universal Commerce Protocol. The folks from Google are kicking butt. They are building out protocols for the new universe that we currently live in. The UCP is the protocol. Whoops. Why is this not? So new tech and tools for retailers to succeed in an agentic shopping era. Pay attention to this. If you do anything with retail, the UCP is part of it. And again, Google, we've talked about A to A, the agent to agent protocol. We talked about the payments, the A2P, and MCP, which came out of Anthropic, the folks at Claude. So a lot of people here building this. If you pay close attention, where's Amazon? Oh, yeah, got it. So I expect a little bit of this at some point. So Google's hopefully got this in the bag. I kind of tend to trust Google when it comes to these things. So under the hood, Universal Commerce Protocol, a little blog post on what it is and how it works. And I think there's a nice little diagram here of consumer business backends and where the AI will come through. You can also see here that some of this is not yet built. They're working on this, so this is a work in progress. Congratulations to Google, just kicking butt. This is what was this? This was Mosseri, Adam Mosseri. He's the head of Instagram, and he was talking about how authenticity with AI generated content is a problem. He's got a fantastic blog post here. So definitely something worth reading. Oh, by the way, let me just put this into the Zoom chat so you guys have this. I already put together all of the links that I'm showing, so it's all there on my website on Open Disruption. So you have that, so you don't have to screen grab and worry about anything. You can follow along if you want. So that's that great article there. Epoch, global AI computing capacity is doubling every 7 months, which I think is faster than Moore's law. So yeah, love exponential curves. They're always fun to see. So actually, I feel like there was more to this, or I'm looking at a different. There was a different article from Epoch that I'm missing. Yeah, it's fine. This was the money shot. Okay, what else? Claude. This is major. Claude, the folks over at Anthropic built Co-work. Is the new product. They did it in under 2 weeks. They had Claude build a new product for non-coders to use AI. It's a research preview. It's only available on their like $200 plan, their pro plan. So I'm not trying it, but there's a lot of news on this. Definitely pay attention to it. We're going to see a lot of other companies do something similar. Um, there was another tool. What was it called? Um, Not Autodesk. Oh, I forget. I'll find it later. There's another open source toolkit that I was playing with that kind of did something similar. I'll find it later. Maybe it's something for overtime. Another announcement, Google announcing personal intelligence, so integration with Gmail, Photos, and YouTube. Really cool. They're definitely looking at this from the consumer's perspective, from the end user. It's like, okay, how do we integrate these AI tools to make our lives easier? What's really funny, a friend of mine today was like, hey, thanks for posting that video, but I have all these questions. And I'm like, they didn't realize that YouTube now has an ask button so that you could literally ask Gemini to summarize the video, tell you what's important, what's the information that you want to know, and it'll actually give you links to the exact time code based off of whatever conversation you're having with the AI. So pay attention to these integrations. Google is definitely I think is gonna own this. I think Google's gonna win. Okay, folks, for the artists and creatives in the world, clock is ticking for creators on AI content, copyright claims, experts warn. We've talked about copyright. The judge in the Meta case said that training an AI model is quintessentially transformative. That makes it fair use. It's a good fair use defense. We'll see how this plays out in the courts, but I think that if you are a creative and you have copyright content, your ability to monetize it is dwindling fast. And we know some people who are working in that data source area, so they need to pay attention to it. From the Register, AI industry insiders launch a site to poison the data that feeds them. We talked about data poisoning before. I think this is really fantastic. So if you have content, you can poison your contents, and it makes it easier. Sorry, it makes it harder for companies to train off of your stuff. Great, love it. Power to the people. We'll see how that plays out. Spatial announcing our frontier model for 3D world generation. Oh, this is old. Wait, no, ignore this one. I don't know why that one popped up. Wave Speed AI. So this is a video upscaler. A lot of us are very interested in upscaling content. This is a new tool. That's really cool. I gotta tell you. 15 cents, 16 cents per run. So that's the before, that's the after. What's this JSON? No idea. Yeah, LTX 2 19 billion video upscaler. converts low resolution videos into crisp 4K footage. All right, Quen Image 2512 Fun Control Net Union. Some folks created another little model so that you can control. Again, so here's the control point. This is the pose. Uh, Here it is. And then I think there was a prompt as well. I forget where that was. So again, the stuff that we've seen in Comfy UI, but now this model's been fine-tuned for that as well. So you can control, get the exact pose, get the exact thing that you're looking for. So there's the character, there's the mat, there's the pose, and that's what we get. Great stuff. Also awesome. I'm from Long Island, so it's got to be awesome. LTX2, a curated list of models, text encoders, and tools for the LTX2 video generation suite. Great link here of different models, different sizes, quantized, and so on and so forth. Bunch of LoRa's that have been specifically designed for LTX2. So LTX2 is apparently one of the top video models that's out there, and it's open source. You could download it, you can run it, you can get some cloud and run it there. OpenAI inks a $10 billion deal with AI chip maker Cerebras. Pay attention to this. This is going to hopefully speed up and or reduce the cost. It's going to speed up, I think, OpenAI's inference. We'll see how this plays out. Great idea. Matthew McConaughey trademarks iconic phrase to stop AI misuse. We've talked about intellectual property, how if copyright is considered training a model off of copyrighted content is considered fair use, trademarks represent a moat because it's a brand and you can't use a brand without permission because it's in the market. So this can be used for good protection for certain use cases. The counter argument would be if I'm Nike, do I really want my brand, my trademark, my logo, my sneakers to not show up when someone on Nano Banana prompts for sneakers? I kind of think I want my sneakers to show up in every prompt where someone says, I want, this person's wearing sneakers, right? Because I want my brand to be associated with everything. So I might be willing to say to the AI companies, here's more money, make sure that my brand, my trademark always shows up in your content as long as it's not offensive, or maybe that's okay, right? So this is something that brands are going to have to really figure out. How do we deal with intellectual property in the age of AI? So good luck to Matthew McConaughey. I think that he's on to something. Artificial brains could point the way to ultra-efficient supercomputers. Yes, the Sandia National Labs is working on better algorithms to, make AI smarter and lower cost energy. So my favorite blog uh, to criticize, the Creative Block. These guys are just so anti AI. It's insane. They're like I used to think I'm a pessimist. No. There's a good article here. These are the new skills creatives are learning to save their jobs from AI. You know my thoughts on this. I'm highly biased. Those jobs are gone. I'm so sorry, folks. And again, like the general consensus here is, EQ and taste and judgment. Those are still there. I'm with you. And at the same time, we're going to see major disruption in the automation at scale of these things that humans can't do, where creatives are now going to be able to automate. So, is there still work? Of course, there's still work. It's not going to be completely going away, but at the same time, this is an and. And I don't think that their results here, their advice is going to hold for as long as they are hoping for. So, Creative Block. Gotta love those guys. More LTX2 stuff. Control drop. This is from the Wave Speed AI. I think I kind of just showed this, but this had the video. So here's the input. Here's the pose. There's the output. Kind of cool. I like that stuff. So, what else? Midjourney. Niji version 7 is now live. And then and then Midjourney version 8 is next. Yeah, I always thought that when you count, you go from 7 to 8. So Midjourney 8 is coming. Great. Cool effects here. If you do anime, oof. What else? Japan's 10 nanometer nano imprint breakthrough. Japan develops a 10 nanometer nano imprint technology that could replace the EUV lithography. That's the stuff from ASML and TSMC. So this is definitely worth paying attention to because if there's a new player in the chip lithography universe that's not in China and that's not in Taiwan, this could be a massive development, major disruption. Rhonda, you got your hand up.
Yeah, you were just talking about Matthew McConaughey, and Denmark is fighting AI by giving citizens copyright over their own face, voice, and body to protect against deep fakes.
I love it. I really love it. I think the world.
Denmark is doing this. Yeah.
I do love that. I think that the problem here is because it's about consent. It's like I don't want you to use my image in any deep fake in any let's thank you, Michael. Let's invade Denmark, dude. Don't, no, I can't. I want anyway. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Bite your tongue, Todd. Edit this out. So yes, Rhonda, I love the fact that they're doing this. I love the fact that they're exploring how we need to genuinely protect people's likenesses. I think our society is going to have to come to terms with this. The problem is if someone in China makes an image of someone who lives in Denmark, there's no recourse. There's no way to deal with that. So this is going to be hard to
Well,
put
isn't
with
it
each
good?
other.
Don't you think eventually there's going to be some kind of global consensus the way
I
everybody
hope so.
agreed on HTML? Like
It would
everybody agreed on certain protocols for the web?
it would be great. It would be so good. The problem is you're talking about a governance of laws about what's right or wrong. And if China says, and I shouldn't single out China, but if any country or if any person or any organization says we don't care, there's no recourse. There's no legal recourse for a person in Denmark to sue someone in the United States or China. Maybe in the United States, but good luck with that. And how do they stop it? These are the problems that we're going to face. So even Matthew McConaughey's trademark, if there's no trademark for Matthew McConaughey in China and they just want to make Matthew McConaughey videos because it's the hot thing to do, he has absolutely no recourse. He cannot stop them, he can't sue them, he can't prevent them, he can't collect damages.
Well, I'll tell you, there's another issue also. And I saw two videos on line on Facebook of Tesla, Elon Musk.
Uh-huh.
He was in two different kinds of vehicles. One was a round circle with no sides, and it was floating off the floor. And the other looked like a teeny spaceship, but it was a
Right.
car. And I couldn't tell from looking at it whether this was a real product that Tesla is working on or if this was AI. I
Does
couldn't.
it matter?
Well, if it's AI, then you can't really drive it because it doesn't come out of the machine.
Yeah.
But if they built it, then it does matter
Okay.
because this might be on the market one day.
Exactly. So now let's again, so there's the moral component to that. It's like, well, that's wrong. You're lying to the consumer. Or are we like testing the market? Meaning, if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm all in on entrepreneurship, find a problem, go solve it, use AI, make a business model. And you're not sure you have a market for this. But if you use AI to do a mock-up, Wizard of Oz, we're going to fake it. All right. We're going to show the world this is what we're thinking about. Sign up here. Okay. Sign up. Give us your email address, or better still, buy now. All right. And then somebody clicks the buy now button. You don't have anything to sell, but they buy now. They send out their email, their address, their credit card, and they click the buy button and they get an error that says, oh, we're so sorry, we're sold out. We'll let you know. We're not going to keep your credit card number. Please trust us. It's fine. All of a sudden, I mean, again, forget about any legal aspects of doing that or not doing that, but you've just determined that people are willing to pay for something. Now you got to go figure out how to go build it.
So you're
So as
basically
part of that,
saying it doesn't make a difference whether it's real or
I
not.
don't know
And
anymore,
it's kind
is
of
what I'm
interesting because
saying.
I really want to know if this is real or not. And the fact that I cannot tell is
That
kind of scary.
Okay, well, is it scary? Okay, it is scary, but I also find that incredibly exciting. It means that we don't have to trust anything we see or hear anymore.
Oh boy.
Wait, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Wait,
That's
no,
how we basically determine whether we're safe or not.
no, I give up on that. I'm done. I'm done. It's nothing safe. The whole universe is new. We're gonna have to figure
Navigate.
out how to navigate it together. I think that's really what it is. All right, let me move on
Thank you.
to a lot more. Rhonda, thanks. I love it when you push me and make me think. Chat Dev 2.0, Dev All, a zero code multi-agent platform for developing everything. So I keep seeing these tools. This is not the one I was thinking of earlier. But just just these code bases that you can wire things up and it'll do stuff for you. Pay attention to this stuff that comes out. I think that they're very exciting. I've not tested any of these things. A lot of them are very new, like last week, which is good. It means they're actively developing it. But I have a sneaky suspicion that this was just, somebody prompted this and built it, right? Okay, here you go, try it. It's a framework. I think it's worth keeping these things, paying attention to these things. I got to find the other one that I was thinking of earlier. Uh, oh, I love this. Rhonda, I feel like we've talked about this in the past. Furious AI users say their prompts are being plagiarized. Oh no, oh no. So your prompt to AI has been taken and somebody else is using your prompt, which you do have a copyright. If a human writes it, you have a copyright to that. You have to file it with the Copyright Office and right. The sheer irony. I thought that this was absolutely hilarious. Again, prompting. Okay, so talking about the SaaS is dead. I can go that zero touch agentic AI. Here's my problem. Go build me a solution for it. This is another example. We're entering software 3.0, a world where everyone can build personalized software to ship new features in minutes, and the cost is approximately $0. Again, the marginal cost of creation is dropping to $0. Software used to be built by companies with lots of engineers. Now it's built by individuals. My annual MRI scan gives me a USB stick with the data, but you need this commercial Windows software to open it. They ran Claude on the stick and asked it to make an HTML-based viewer tool. This looks way better. That's what I'm talking about. That's the disruption that folks need to pay attention to. This is real. This is important. Okay, hold on. Why is my cursor not working? Dude. Okay. Uh, this is cool. Claude to Blender. So person's prompting, texting their AI, and the AI is building the 3D models for them. So if you're a 3D animator, Kevin, I'm looking at you. If you know any 3D animators, they need to pay attention to this. This is major.
Look all you want, man. I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah, this is I love this. I do love seeing this. By the way, I just gonna put this into the Zoom chat. Please, look at my latest Substack. This is share it, please, post it online. Feed the algorithm because the more the merrier. What else is there? Uh, New leaks to OpenAI's upcoming device. I have no idea if I'm gonna buy this thing, but I might. Codename Sweet Pea. Um, So they're working on something. We'll see what they do. It should be exciting. The folks over at feel like I have more slides on Sakana coming later. Um, Drope, more AI research coming out of Sakana. They're one of the top AI labs. They are solving problems that are just staggering here. Um, Look at this spike. Boom. Uh, yeah, beautiful. Not going to explain it. Other stuff here. I mentioned Cowork already for their Max plan. Claude scientific skills. Okay, so this is for the data scientists and for the scientists and the researchers who may or may not be watching this. I've given some presentations to researchers in the past. This is really cool. Claude, if you're a Claude consumer, if you pay for Claude, these are some scientific skills that these folks have organized. So bioinformatics, cheminformatics, proteomics, clinical research, healthcare, like data analysis and visualization. So this is like all of my friends from HBAP and Georgia Tech. Wow, this is really cool. Research methodology, hypothesis generation, brains. Yeah, folks, pay attention to this. So they've got all these functions and features that you can add and use inside of Claude. Wait a second. Did I just see one-click installation to add to cursor? Oh, there goes my weekend. Anyway, yeah, that'll be fun to watch. So scientific tools for researchers using AI. Apple and Google have entered into a multi-year collaboration. So great. Apple's using Google for, I guess, Siri and their stuff. Should be fun. OpenAI acquired Torch. I don't think last week we talked about OpenAI's healthcare thing that they're beta testing. So now they just acquired Torch Health to incorporate that into ChatGPT Health. Leaks regarding the next ChatGPT model, 3.5.3 or 5.5. You see Musk complaining about monopoly below. Yes, I did see that. That was yeah, no comment. We'll see how that plays out with Elon and OpenAI. What was this? So we're going to see new models from Surprise, Codename Garlic, coming soon. Good. I love it when new stuff happens. Uh, Google Research just released a new version of MedGemma, which is for if you're in healthcare, this you should be paying close attention to these things. They've got a bunch of different models, but so they got this new one, MedGemma 1.5, and medical speech to text with Med ASR. Unbelievable. Whole world is changing rapidly. Um, Not something I've really read through, but it hit my feed, so I figured I'd share it with folks. This is a long article, The Physical AI Deployment Gap. This is talking about robotics and AI. Definitely something worth reading if this is relevant to you. VO 3.1, ingredients to video, more consistency, creativity, and control. So they just released a new feature, features to VO 3.1 or VO 3.1. Create videos based on reference images and native vertical or portrait mode and state-of-the-art upscaling to 1080p and 4K resolution. So great stuff. I haven't really played with this much at all, but is there anything here? Trash Panda.
I always wanted to contribute. I'm just here to make the best coffee possible.
Huh? And you've achieved that.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I like that. Talking Trash Panda. Most severe AI vulnerability to date hits ServiceNow. So apparently this happened a few months ago, but the analysis of this, wait, where was this? I'm trying to remember what this was. This was a major vulnerability with an agentic AI pipeline that they had set up. And I can't remember where the actual analysis was, but this was definitely worth paying attention to. What else? This was really cool. Not all robots walk on two legs. A robot that draws your blood. So I've had this ongoing conversation with one of the physician's assistants at my doctor's office. She's a phlebotomist, which is a person who takes blood. And aside from the fact that I've accused her of being actually a vampire because she'll take my blood, she'll go into the other room, she'll come back in and she looks younger. That's a complete aside. But I've always said to her, I think that her job is safe. In other words, because of the talent and the skill necessary to accurately withdraw blood from a patient, that her job was going to be safe. And right now, some crazy people have decided, no, we're just going to make an AI that does it for you. This is incredible. This is insane. I love seeing this, and I'm eating my words where people are just like, okay, well, your job is safe. Your job is not safe. Like we're entering a new universe here. This is incredible. I don't know where this is going to be, what hospitals, like when would you be using this? I don't know, but this is incredible. It's just so cool to see. And the, hyper accurate, does the scanning, finds the blood vessel. Just really good. Built a browser in GPT 5.2 in Cursor. So again, that whole SaaS is dead, that whole zero touch, the whole here's the mission, go build me the tool mentality. The folks over at Cursor built a web browser. Here's the Ralph Wiggum. We talked about that last week. In a Wiggum loop, in a Ralph Wiggum loop. Pay attention to that. So building a browser, I think they did this in a week. I forget what the report was. I'm trying to remember what the details were. Very exciting that they were able to do this. Just boom, make it, go. Run till it's done. Update from the X safety team. So they updated some features on Grok's image. So editing images of real people in revealing clothing is now blocked. This is great. We need this. About time. You're still gonna be able to do it on other tools. There's a lot of tools, that you can do this but like at least these commercial large companies are looking at this from a different perspective. I know there's going to be some pushback if X is all about freedom of speech. Well, shouldn't I have the freedom to make an image of Matthew McConaughey. And well, no, I don't think I should. I just don't. I think that there's a moral problem here, and at least they're making the changes necessary to do this, and I think that's appropriate. So congratulations, good on Elon and his AI team. This was a duplicate, sorry. What else? Oh, this was really cool. So camera angle editing, this is always important. Uh, so somebody created a user interface to change the camera angle off of a shot using Quen Edit, the old version. Really cool. Good on that. What else was this? A multi-angle, more multi-angle stuff. So if you've got a shoot, you've got some content, and you need to change the angle, you can click and get there really quickly. It's available on FAL. Great stuff. So if you're doing advertising, this might be really useful for you. What else was there? Camera angle, more camera angle editing this is in Comfy UI, that same little widget. So you can adjust how that works. This is frightening. What's next from on Higgsfield? So upload an image, gets 8 story continuations, pick a path, and upscale to 4K. I gotta tell you, this is such a good idea because this is like choose your own adventure. So imagine wrapping this into an app and with video. I think this is just exciting, really exciting. And you, as the director of the storyline, can help guide this because you're creating the universe that your customers playing through. I don't know. This is really fun to see people do this. This was another the video upscaler. I think I mentioned this earlier, but here's another video of it. So you're going from this slightly blurry to this high quality on the right hand side. Awesome, just awesome. This was I keep seeing a lot of hamburgers and food. I don't understand what's going on with this viscous explosion of cheese and fat. I still want to eat it, but I don't know how to process it mentally. So Luma AI. Oh, this was really cool. Explore any time of day. So this is from Ray 3 and their new feature, Modify. Really awesome. I love stuff like that. So if you need to change your scene, you can. Vibe editing. So this is, Higgsfield mixed media. I'm assuming you can control some of the stylized aspects of it. If not, it's great for kids and nothing else. The more prompt share, which I love this stuff to see how people are actually using these tools. Where's this? Scroll down. Big JSON prompt here. Ding. Oops. Sorry. That's an advertisement. That's a freaking advertisement. So if that's what you do, if that's your career, and that's a prompt that did it, where do you fit? Where do you fit? You need to ask yourself these questions. So, but I think this is spectacular. Absolutely insane. Video auto R1, video auto reasoning via thinking once, answering twice, more video models. I don't think I have a demo here, but this just hit my feed. I was like, oh, that's useful. Chain of thought reasoning for videos. Oh, this was cool. Did it work? Oh yeah. This is the video audio auto R1 demo. So here's the Here we know that Christmas will. So that's just again a 3-second clip. And the prompt, the question was, which of these descriptions correctly matches the actions of the video? Officiating, skating, stopping, playing sports. Put your answer in this boxed, and its initial answer. Wait, why didn't it? Confidence. Oh, early exit. Why did it say that? It didn't answer it. Okay, clear. Let's do this again. I had to do this several times. So this is arbitrage pricing theory. So this is the question. This one's going to be too hard for me to answer, but I think we're going to come back to that while it's rendering, while it's running. What's the system prompt? You are a helpful assistant, output your initial. So again, understand what this is. This is a video understanding model. 2 minutes and 23 seconds of an arbitrage pricing theory. And it failed. Okay, something to work on. Maybe it's not as good as we think it is, but it's going to get better. I've mentioned this in the past. This crystal upscaler is now working with videos. Again, more upscaling, and it's on FAL and on Replicate. So you can just, plug in your API, send your video, and it'll upscale it for you. Really good stuff. Beautiful. This was the more multiple angles capabilities here. So your source image and your resulting repositioned camera. Really good. And I feel like if you're a movie director and you miss a shot somehow, you can now fix it in post. More LTX2.
Drizzle, but make it artisan.
I have a bad feeling about this one.
That's good. That was good. That is an animated character with.
Has anyone tried cooking bread on this?
It's definitely a bad idea.
Yeah. Way to go, LTX. Love it. More stuff from ComfyUI, LTX 2, one model, many ways to create. This was a long tutorial on how they're doing that. Definitely something worth paying attention to. More stuff from LTX2. This is the different checkpoints, the quantized and smaller models. I think I showed that already. More prompt share. Which one was this? Was this the same one? I think this is the same one. No, this is different. Yeah, made with Nano Banana Pro. Beautiful stuff. Pay attention to this, folks. That's just good. That's good. I love it. What was this? Runway, story panels. So they added these panels. Where's the, here it is. So they're creating these 3 panels. It's good for storyboard, I think.
Ice dead ahead.
Yeah. Good stuff. Multiple panels. So you can see these side panels here. Not completely sure the use case for this, other than for storyboarding. Or does this then become input to a video component? Like, are you doing this in Weavy? Are you using this to break out different coverage? I don't know. But I like that. I like it. Because I feel like if these are separate images, I'm like, I could see that, I could envision myself putting this into a cinema pipeline, right? Like I know that these are the elements of the shot, and I'm, going from there. I don't know. Not sure how to use that. I think I showed this one already. Yeah. This is Flux 2. Oh, so the folks over at Black Forest just dropped Flux 2 Klein small images. Fastest image models to date, unifies generation and editing in a single compact architecture, delivering state-of-the-art quality with end-to-end inference in as low as under a second. So if you need real-time image generation without sacrificing quality, here's the place to be. Really, really good. I'm sure it's lower quality than some of the higher-end models, but honestly, who cares? Small, fast, cheap. GLM image, auto-regressive for dense knowledge and high-fidelity image generation. This is coming out of ZAI. More models. High quality. First open source, industrial grade, discrete, auto-regressive image generation model. GLM image adopts a hybrid architecture. It's another model. We get to play with it. We get to use it. And it's open. Open source. Ding-ding-ding. High quality. Word accuracy. Nice. Oops. Scroll back. What is this? Long text bench. Alignment, text, reasoning style, diversity overall. Yes, top scores. Not perfect, but, and here's Nano Banana still at the top on the 1IG. More benchmarks. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. Competition is good. More ComfyUI. This is their Flux 2 Klein is now in ComfyUI. So if you're a Comfy user, congratulations. More Flux 2 Klein examples. Show the product underwater, and there it is. Just fantastic. Apache 2.0, super small, runs locally. If you are a Runway person, they have now announced their Runway AI Summit in March of this year. You can buy tickets for $350. And they got some interesting speakers here. Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, will be giving a fireside chat. That should be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be attending, but I'm kind of like, oh, I want to go. Actually, I take it back. I want to have gone. I don't want to go. I want to have already gone. It's kind of like going to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. I want to have gone to the gym. I want to have already benefited from having exercised. Dream ID Javits. Oh, is it that Javits? Okay. Dream ID 5, Dream ID V. I don't know how to what that is. Bridging the image to video gap for high fidelity face swapping by diffusion transformers. I kind of want to. That music is really annoying. But you can kind of see what's going on here in terms of the face swap capabilities. So it's hokey. It's not perfect. Uh, but it's another tool, another method. I think with some more training, you're going to get there. Univideo, unified understanding generation and editing for videos. Again, you're dealing with this in context. So, Jensen and what's his name? Jan LeCun. It has that AI sloppy feel, but it's another method, another tool, and it's doing it in video. It's not just images. Great stuff. Oh, look, Elon. And again, I struggle with this because of the lack of consent here. Um, really. But that's the world we live in. What else was this? This was from Tencent translation model. Okay, so yeah, a 1.8 billion translation model. Again, small models that do really good stuff. What else? Simple mem, efficient lifelong memory for LLM agents. So if you're coding and you're building agent stuff, this is another tool in the toolbox on memory. So Mem0 we've talked about in the past is another paper, another code base, and then Simple Mem, they've got a better solution to that. So for the AI coders out there, pay attention to that. Vino, I hope that's pronounced Vino. Beautiful stuff here. This looks good. Unified visual generator designed to do image and video generation and editing, built on a single architecture, and it integrates high-level text instructions. Wow. I got nothing, man. Go to the next slide here. This is beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Here's a video. Not as good, but still good. Speeding train. Cat. Great cat. Yeah, not perfect, but still. Instruction, image, generated result. Stylized. Little AI slop flavor to it. But again, I don't mind that. I'm all about the story. What are you saying? Oh, that's cool. Reference video. More reference video. Huh. Based on the camera motion in the video, transfer that effect to this image and animate it. That's cool. So you get camera motion transfer. Understand and generate. Okay. Create a video of event happened at that location. So we've seen this with a lot of the Nano Banana stuff, but now we have it in another model. That one's not working. Yep. Okay. Vino, way to go, guys. Congratulations. What was this? Oh, morph any 3D, unleashing the power of structured latent in 3D morphing. More 3D stuff. So this was the source, and I'm assuming that's the target. Yeah. Result. Good stuff. So you're morphing between these objects. Great. Cool. What else do we have here? Dream Style, unified framework for video stylization. Again, going into that creative universe of styles. That's so cool. We're getting there. Style transfer on videos. Love it. Low poly, that's cool. Crayon drawing, all in the video. Feel like you're going to see that on Higgsfield real soon. WAN to GP. What was this again? An AI generator video by Deep Beep Meep. I don't know. The best open source video generative models accessible to the GPU poor. So if you've got a small computer GPU, you've got a tool that might work with you. Again, I still don't know if I would try this. I would try LTX, LTX2. Rhonda, I just noticed your hand up. Sorry.
Yeah. I just saw today this a drummer guy on Facebook, and he took Michael Jackson's Billie Jean song and
Uh-huh.
said created as a dark country western song.
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of the music stuff, the transfer music. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Suno's doing a lot of that. Udio's doing a lot of that.
which AIs are doing that?
Suno and Udio, we've talked about them here and in class. Suno's now I think the market leader, and Udio is the other one.
And and then he was drumming to it on top of what was going
Oh
on.
yes, yeah.
And
There's
it was a collaboration between the AI and the artist,
yeah.
and it just blow you away.
I think I've seen some of these videos of this drummer. He's wearing a weird outfit and he's like listening to these AI generated songs.
Yes,
Yeah, and he's playing by it. Yeah, I love that. I've seen this guy many times. He's wonderful. And yeah, he got some dings because he was using actual music and drumming
right.
along with the actual music, and he got copyright strikes because you're not allowed to use somebody else's music, but if it's AI music, he's allowed to use it. So I just
It just blew. Everybody should go take a look at him because
yeah.
it just will change your mind what could be done with music with real musicians.
And that's why we're here, so that we can start to explore the universe of what we could do.
Right.
Yeah,
I just
thank you.
wanted to bring that to your attention.
Thanks, Rhonda. Deep Tutor, an AI-powered personalized learning assistant. Okay, I'm kind of biased here. I still think Notebook LM is the superior tool. I've not played with this, but if you're in school, if you've got kids, or you're in college, this might be worth exploring. It looks kind of cool. I don't know. Um, I this is like my existential threat because like, but I teach, and all of a sudden, if you have Deep Tutor AI powered personalized learning assistant, you no longer need me. So yes, I'm emotionally coming to the conclusion that I'm out of a job as well. InfiniDepth arbitrary. Rhonda, your hand's still up. I noticed. Did you have another? Okay. InfiniDepth arbitrary resolution and fine grained depth estimation. Last couple of weeks, you've seen a lot of depth estimation tools hitting my feed. So I don't know whether that's one of my AIs or just like, hey, you're interested in depth maps. I'm like, okay, thank you. Appreciate it. This might have been the one that we showed last week, so I don't know. Infinity depth. Wonder Zoom multi-scale 3D world generation. This was really cool. Also, this infinite zoom. Here's the video. This can be addictive. I don't know if I want to play with this at all. Get ready. It goes back out. Um, there was another one. So it does this weird rotation. I don't like it, but there could be something useful here. It could also be junk. Another way of creating AI slop? I don't know. I think it's got some use. What was this? Z image turbo fun, another controller. Oh, I think I showed you this already. This was prompt for WAN 2.5. Again, another JSON prompt to create this little quick clip. Really cool. More prompt sharing. Oh, these were so funny. I love these. So cool. Look at this guy. Aw. I mean, I feel, he's trying so hard and just not making it happen. That's like, yeah, I know this guy. Like that was me last week, like I can empathize. So now anyone can become a filmmaker with Adobe Firefly. Yes, I like that. Thank you, Adobe. We know this. What if we can simulate an interactive 3D world from a single image in the wild in real time? So point world 1 billion. Play that again. I don't think there's any speaking here. So single image. RGB depth capture. Get to the point here. All right, I'm moving on. More cool stuff. This is also neat. The School of Visual Arts has an entire Reso print lab. So if you want to do Reso, I highly suggest taking a continuing education class in the Reso lab at the School of Visual Arts. It's a lot of fun. I've not done it. Or you could just prompt Nana Banana for Reso. I don't know how to respond. I don't know what to do. Oh, this was Flux 2 Klein, their announcement. More of this. DeepSeek version 4 is coming. Buckle up, get ready for it. The leaks are coming out. February is when we're expected to see this. I don't know how we're gonna navigate that, but if it's as good as some of the leaks are saying, it's gonna be interesting. Gemma 3, 12 billion heretic obliterated. So Google's Gemma models, which are their open source models that can run locally and stuff like that, they're all kind of closed off. They're like, if you ask them to give you something, if you ask them to do something inappropriate, they won't. They reject that. They have some boundaries. These heretic ablated models, they're removing the protections. So it's uncensored. So if you need something uncensored, this is we want this. If not for commercial purposes, we want this for research purposes. So I'm glad that somebody's working on it. Okay, we're now getting into the papers and stuff. I really should stop showing you guys these things. A survey on agent as a judge. So one of the things, the reason why this is important to me is, how I've talked about how the critique, the AI critique, here's an image, tell me what's in it. Is it good or bad? Does it align with the brand strategy? Does this work? Is this good? Is this bad? So that zero touch architecture that I mentioned earlier, we need AI agents that could judge the outputs in a loop. So the same way you have a creative director or a manager in a department of people, and the manager's going to say, this is good or this is bad. Okay, good, move along, keep going, or no, I need you to keep working on this. It's not that feedback loop. We can now, this is important. That's why that's important. And so this is their code base. And what they're using it for. So great stuff. Awesome. Agent as a judge. Reimagining LLM memory using context as training data unlocks models that learn at test time. So this is important because right now it's like we're doing training. We also, pre-training, there's reinforcement learning, and now we have this test time memory that is really, really going to be important for these LLMs and AIs to stay on top of. Rhonda, you got your hand up again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just, you talked about the AI judging
Yeah.
what's good and what's bad. So let me just give you this case scenario. I have the Mona Lisa and I have Beyonce, and I'm going to ask the AI which is a good-looking woman.
Don't do that.
Well, I'm going to do it because
Don't do that because you're just going to piss off the AI overlords. Don't give them, questions that are just should never be asked.
because the point that I'm trying to make is when you're judging aesthetics, it is more to it than just data and information.
Again, what's the use case? Again, there's no emotion here. These tools don't yet have an emotion.
So you're looking
look
for a model. You're
great.
looking for a model to model a product for your brand.
There you go. So now you've
And
given
now,
a use
I
case.
have to, and I say, get me a good-looking woman for the model.
And again,
And
so
then
how would you as a brand, as the chief marketing officer of a brand, how would you describe your brand? What problems you're solving for your customers? Who are they going to respond to the most? And if you don't know, you can run some experiments to figure it out. That's what advertising agencies do. they'll do some experiments, they'll ideate, they'll try and figure out who is your identity,
Yeah.
who is your customer, what are their personas, what do they respond to.
And then
These,
sometimes companies do something completely unexpected and use the Venus de Milo, which wouldn't rate with a customer consumer A/B testing, and they do great because it like did something weird and
right.
interesting. Will
And
the AI do something weird and interesting out,
if you wanted to, sure, why not? It's the same thing as a prompt.
but it
Okay, so
understands weird and interesting?
if you are so again, yes, you can ask it to us to align. This is an advertising use case. So yes,
Right.
right now you could ask an AI. This is and it's not just prompting an LLM. This is an agentic pipeline. This is a more complicated system of interacting components that are going back and forth with each other. The same way you would communicate to a team, a brand team, okay, at an advertising agency. That same use case, you're going to get something out of that AI. Is it going to be as high quality as if we did, hired production companies and animators? And no, of course not. It's a different use case. So the AI is going to give us those outlier examples, but the agents themselves are going to be able to decide go, no go. I don't know if that explained that at all.
I
I don't know, but
just what I'm trying to say is sometimes human beings throw curveballs
absolutely.
into something that's not expected that you wouldn't be able to necessarily prompt because it's like idiosecret, idiodactic, idio something.
I agree. I agree.
And does the could and the AI, because it's running off of data and it's more logical? Is that the word?
No,
Uh,
I think you can get that creative out of these tools. You have
you
to
could
build.
get that kind of
Absolutely.
level of creativity.
I think you can. I think we've seen this for a while, but from just the prompt process, when you wrap these into larger workflows and pipelines and harnesses, the universe changes completely. So I got to move on. I know
Okay.
you got a lot of comments, but I just want to get through this. Um, it's already 9 o'clock. So another paper out of DeepSeek. Again, this is DeepSeek 4 is coming out. So they've got this conditionable lookup and n-grams. This is another thinking model called Long Cat. This is another thing that we need to be paying attention to. Another small models that are capable of doing fascinating things. Translate Gemma. So Google released another language translation model that are small, medium, and large sized. So like it'll run locally, I think, on a super phone, 4 billion might, yeah, maybe not. I think we're going to start to see like 1 billion parameter models in this universe soon. What was this? Oh, this is the DeepSeek paper. Skip that. Novix, your AI agentic co-scientist. I mentioned that other one of the science stuff. So if you are a researcher, pay attention to this. This is going to be fun to play with. Novix. Agent building stuff. The folks over at LangChain have their new agent builder. This is generally available. So they've got documentation on how to build their agents using their coding frameworks. There's another thing here from LangChain, choosing the right multi-agent architecture. So this is a blog post on how to architect. And we've talked about some of these things in class and in presentations, but you're dealing with these responses and the way the agents interact with each other. So this is the idea, Rhonda, visually, like you're dealing with agents in structures doing different things, feeding back on each other, going through other scenarios, and they're all interconnected. That's where we're at right now. And that's that orchestration layer. This is their deep agents overview. Cursor has best practices for coding with agents. Cursor is the tool that I use most for my software development. I absolutely love this package. It is insane. Let me know if you want me to actually teach a class. I would have to charge for how to use Cursor and how to build with AI, because it's not just about telling the AI what to do. It's also about the harnesses. It's also about the environments that you have to set up to get that to work. Context, build a complete learning system for agents. Again, more tech that you need to pay attention to if you're building agents. How we actually use AI to ship production code at Fang. Great little blog post here. technical design, design review, subsystem planning, sprint planning, and develop, and actually going ahead and building it. This is exactly what agentic assisted coding is all about. I will say that I've got a couple of best practices in terms of the technical stuff. It's not just spec driven design. It's also the test driven design. So you're building the tests along the way. Kevin, thank you for coming. Tool search now in Claude Code, which is great if you're a coder. Predictable, guardrailed, fast. So this was for generating dashboards and widgets and apps. So if you are using anything that builds dashboards, JSON render, agent browser. So this is another web browser. What was the other one? Playwright was the one that I was using for a while, and now there's one built into Cursor. There's one built into Anti-Gravity, and this is another one that I guess the folks over at Vercel released. That's the code. Open responses, an open source specification and ecosystem for building multi-provider interoperable LLM interfaces based on OpenAI Responses API. So this is their new OpenAI released this new API, and now it's further implemented. So if you're a coder, that's important for you. How I taught my agent my design taste. So Rhonda, looking at you, we can now build your taste, your subjective opinion into these tools. So the definition of what's good or bad is now quantifiable. Again, so this is the stuff from Sakana that I said I thought I had more stuff to. Digital Red Queen, adversarial program evolution in core war with LLMs. These are just fantastic research papers on how they are building these new agents. So these are basically simulation games. So the Digital Red Queen adversarial program, it's a core war. Extending the context of pre-trained LMs by dropping their positional embeddings. This was the one, the DROPE from before. So yeah, Sakana, one of the top research facilities I've seen. This was kind of cool. Robots. Double speed this. I like robots, especially dexterous robots. More robots. Kind of want one. Oh, whoops. What's this? Go away. Meta makes nuclear reactor history with a landmark 6.6 gigawatt deal to power an AI supercluster. We need energy. Oh, Marilee Nika, who is one of my former professors, teaching fellows at HBAP. If you are a product manager, she's, by the way, like one of the top product managers. She's written a book. She's fantastic. I'm putting this in here. Great video if you are a product manager. Great interview with Marilee. We absolutely love and adore Marilee. Why is my mouse not working? World's first neuromorphic supercomputer moves closer to brain-inspired hardware. So we've mentioned neuromorphic computing in the past, where the chips and the architecture is capable of adapting the same way a human brain is. Really exciting. Oh, I showed this one already. UCP, I talked about that already. Terence Tao's write-up of GPT 5.2's solving the Erdos problem, number 728. The AI is now solving the unsolvable. And this is the write-up of that proof that AI GPT 5.2 Pro was able to solve. So yeah, great. AI is smarter than I am. It's smarter than all of us. NASA's Department of Energy to develop a lunar surface reactor by 2030 because we're going there. Driverless delivery vans in China are rampaging through cities like Grand Theft Auto. This is hilarious. I gotta show this. So cool.
随时停车，请保持2米车距。自动驾驶中，随时停车，请注意安全。车辆右转，请注意安全。自动驾驶中，车辆左转，请注意安全。车辆左转，请注意安全。自动驾驶中，请保持2米车距。自动驾驶中，随时停车，请保持。
I love this. This is so cool. And there's a whole bunch of these robot self-driving trucks that are just going, Grand Theft Auto. I love this. Clearly, they needed some software updates. All right. Imagine the Waymo's doing that. Japan gets new Pixiv-like social media platform for artists that strictly bans AI-generated images. Creators can authenticate work as hand-drawn. Love it. We need it. This is important. This is ChatGPT's Translate, so they now have a new Translate feature. Don't know why we need this other than Google Translate, but I could be wrong. Pocket text-to-speech, a 100 million parameter text-to-speech model with high-quality voice cloning that runs on your laptop, no GPU. I think there's some audio here.
Just hold it, but I see why that's not the better way to do it, I think. Yeah, it is too.
All right, so very good voice preservation as well. Let's try it with another voice now. Like this voice is more raspy. Let's see how it goes. So again, it's going to load the model, but you can use the model on like load it in a server so that then you wouldn't have to load the model every time. All right, loading the model here.
Come on.
See, that'll bracket go. It's not even mentioned in step 5. Do we screw this on backwards or something?
So again, you can see the prompt here is actually giving the text that it needs to speak. So again, more stuff that you need to pay attention to. Raspberry Pi released today. I don't know if you're into like electronics and you know, edge computing and stuff like that. A Pi AI Hat Plus 2 priced at $130 on top, you know, plus you need to get the Raspberry Pi, but you can now run very small LLMs locally on a Raspberry Pi on an edge device. This is just exciting. I'm a nerd. I don't know how to process this. Don't know. My ex-wife would like it. Awesome AI agents for healthcare. So if you're in healthcare, this is another great compilation of papers for AI-related documentation. McKinsey's CEO says that the firm now has 60,000 employees. 25,000 of them are AI agents. That's stuff we need to pay attention to. Again, more stuff from McKinsey. People, agents, and robots could all play significant roles in the workforce of the future. Yep, we've been talking about that for years. And I think that's everything. Oh no, there's more. Claude Code 101. So there's a tutorial that this guy created on how to use Claude Code. Good stuff to pay attention to. This was it. Agent Zero. I knew I had it. Oh, I'm so happy. So the Claude work thing. This is Agent Zero. So build your own agentic AI system. It's open source. You can use it. The thing that was really confusing to me was that they are token based. So you can actually buy some of their token. And I guess they're doing this to help compensate the developers somehow through, and I'm not a crypto person, Aerodrome or Uniswap. So whatever. Great stuff. Claude Code starter pack tools, tutorials, and resources. Ethan Mollick talking about MBAs on vibe founding. This is what I'm going to be teaching at Cal Lutheran starting in March. Come up with an idea, code tell the AI to code it for you, and it just basically does it. This was a video interview of Satya Nadella talking about not having enough electricity in the United States. And last but not least, our layoff tracker, Ericsson and Meta are laying some people off. Just pay attention to this AI job disruption. Thank you all for coming. This is my presentation for the evening. It is now 9:17. I'm going to end the recording, but please do stick around for some overtime and we can discuss this. I've got some more fun stories to tell. I'll see you next